Hello Lincoln, it's Mitzi Cruz, host of Lincoln Live, and I am here today with Gary McDonald, the Executive Director of the Lighthouse Counseling and Family Resource Center. So Gary, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, my pleasure, thank you.
So why don't we start off with you telling everybody a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I've had a business background. I owned a restaurant for 6 years, and I owned a couple temporary nursing services. And then I decided that I wanted to go into nonprofits, and I founded a food bank in San Diego, which I'm very proud of. I was also the state director for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I successfully merged a food bank in the Sacramento region with the Sacramento Food Bank. And then from there, I came over here to the Lighthouse. I'm very happy here at the Lighthouse.
Yeah, you really do have a very impressive background, and I know seeing the just the history of the Lighthouse and where the organization has gone under your direction has been amazing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We've had a couple good years, the last couple of years, and we had a pretty big, substantial expansion in our program services. We do home visitations now. That was an addition. We have a bilingual reading group on Fridays. We have dentists that will see our kids 0 to 5 for free that don't have insurance. We also have early childhood developmental disability assessments, which is new as well. And I'm sure there's some other things that I'm forgetting as well. But we all together have, put it down on paper, and we actually have 5 pages of programs. So we are pretty much a one-stop shop from A to Z.
That is so great. So can you tell me what exactly the Lighthouse is?
Sure. We're a family resource center, and we're also a counseling center. So the 3 things that we do, if we're going to categorize them, I would say that we provide free counseling services. It could be focusing on trauma that families have suffered, any type of trauma. It could be attachment-based. In other words, the families aren't getting along. The husband's not getting along with the wife and vice versa, or the parents aren't getting along with the kids. It seems to be a lot of that happening, especially when the kids get to be teens. But it's not necessarily just the kids' fault too. It's really the dynamics of the family, and we look at the family in a holistic way. We also have couples counseling. We have victims of crime counseling. We have really a wide variety of different counseling techniques. For the most part, we use cognitive behavioral therapy. And so, without getting too deep into that, it's basically you try to get the family to understand, in the way that to change the way they're thinking.
Right.
And if that doesn't work, then you shift over to changing their behavior. And once they change their behavior, hopefully their cognitive processes will change after. Because if you act differently, you're going to think differently.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And then we have, besides counseling, we have the Family Resource Center. So we have all types of different educational classes. We have anger management, but we don't call it that. We call it managing your emotions. We also have budget or financial management classes, and we have women's empowerment classes. We help people find jobs, and so employment readiness, that's what we call it. So if someone doesn't have a job, they can come in and we'll help them with their cover letter, their resume. We'll do mock interview questions. And then we work with 2 temporary placement companies, for profit, that will then put them to work on a temporary basis.
Oh, great.
And then one of the companies, hopefully, that they go to will eventually tell the temporary placement company, we want to hire them, they're a great employee, they fit well with the organization, and generally after a while they get a full-time position.
Oh, wow.
We're also a diaper bank. We help families have diapers, because diapers can be pretty expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And we also help people get past the difficult times as well. At times, not all times, we have rental assistance and utility assistance. That generally goes by pretty quickly when that money's used up. But at different times of the year, we have that. We also help with bus passes and pretty much everything. If there's something that we don't do, we work with 100 other nonprofits that we can then refer them out to. And if we don't do it, chances are that nonprofit we work with will help them.
Wow, that is amazing. That is great. And one of the things that I had mentioned when I was actually kind of promoting this interview is that I think just about everybody in Lincoln in some capacity has either been touched by the Lighthouse or knows somebody who's been touched by the Lighthouse.
Lincoln is not a very big town, and we serve about 3,000 people a year.
Wow.
And we actually had about not quite 5,000 program services provided last year. So in other words, each person that we touch generally receives a multitude of services. Right. They may have job readiness, they may have anger management, they may have they might get diapers. So they really, when someone comes in, we also give away free infant car seats and booster seats for the families that can't afford them. And one of our personnel are trained in the installation, so we show the family how to properly install the car seat or the booster seat. So there's a lot of things we do. Again, we have 5 pages. I have to look at the pages because whenever I give a tour, we often give tours. If anybody ever wants a tour of Lighthouse, all they have to do is reach out to the Lighthouse and call and just say, I'd like to get a tour, and I give probably 1 or 2 tours a week.
Wow.
So we invite, especially the businesses that are out there, we want people to know about Lighthouse because there are thousands of people in Lincoln that still do not know about Lighthouse. Yeah. We want them to know so that they can refer our services to their employees, because often we don't know what, they may not know what their employees are going through. We just don't. We don't know what our neighbors are going through, and if you're familiar with our services, you can say, hey, why don't you call the Lighthouse?
Absolutely.
And they might be able to help you, and chances are we will.
Right. That's great. So what is your hope? What do you hope to provide for the families that you serve?
Well, I love the way that you put that. So what do you hope? And my hope is that we provide them or help them find a solution, and if nothing else, we provide them hope. They come in and often they're feeling lost and they go like, I don't know where to turn, right. I'm stuck, and it may be counseling. We might help them find a job, they might go through a financial management class, but by the time our clients leave, they have a sense of hope. And these clients know that they can come back at any time. So we have a database that we keep of all our clients, and they know they can call us up anytime. If they haven't been here for 2 or 3 years, they can call us up and we would look up their name and we'd have all their data, all their information, and we'd invite them to come back in and we'd help them out with their new problem. Wow. So what more so than anything, we give families hope.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So you kind of touched a lot actually on the services that you provide, and I think that it's really important for everybody to know, what those are, because again, there may be somebody in your life that needs help, and so it's a great resource to be able to come in and learn more. So where does your funding actually come from?
Well, we get a lot of money from the county and from First Five. Those are our 2 major donors. Or contributors, funders. And what they generally do is they get money from either the state or the feds. Some of the county money is from the Mental Health Services Act. The federal government realized there are not enough mental health services out there, so they funneled the large pools of money to different counties across the United States. And of course, counties are not the experts when it comes to counseling. They manage things. Child Protection Services is there. We work with them. Probation is there. So there's a lot of quality services that the county provides, but when it comes to counseling, at least Placer County has said, you guys are the experts. Lighthouse, you guys are the experts. Right. So we're going to give you the money and you provide the mental health services in your community. And that's worked out very, very well. And we've had significant results and significant successes. Now with First Five, that's the tobacco tax money. But the problem with First Five is less and less people are smoking, so there's less and less taxes. So the funding for First Five is going down over the years and will continue to go down as less and less people smoke. Now the marijuana money, the tax, we're not sure where that's going to go, but it's probably not going to go to First Five. So that funding is going to continue to go down. So we're going to have to look at alternate sources. We do have corporations that will sponsor our event, which we'll talk about a little bit later, I'm sure. And then we have a lot of grants. We write a lot more grants than we used to a couple of years ago. Right. And that's worked out really, really well for us. Not too many individual donors, because the people that see us generally don't have the money.
Right.
All of our services are free. We don't charge for anything, and we don't ask financial questions. We don't say, well, you make too much money, you don't qualify.
Right.
That's not the way it is. Anybody walks in, they just automatically will get any services that they need from Lighthouse. So it's really important that we branch out and get as many revenue sources from different avenues as we can.
Right.
And individual donations are probably our smallest pool of money,
Sure.
but we're hoping to increase that. And if anybody would, even if they donate $10 to Lighthouse, that goes a long way. That helps us out, and we would really appreciate that. So if any of you listeners are out there and appreciate what Lighthouse is doing in the community, please write us a check. We are a nonprofit, and the money, the donation is fully tax deductible.
That's great. And I do know that there have been various businesses around town that have placed collection or donation boxes inside of their office and collected things like diapers, wipes, things like that.
Right.
So that's a great way also to partner with the Lighthouse.
Exactly. We have a couple drives during the course of the year. We have, well, you can do a diaper drive any time of the year, but call us first. Sometimes if we just had a diaper drive, we are filled with diapers, and our storage unit, which is across the street, which isn't very big, is filled with diapers, and we don't really have any place to place the diapers, and then we wind up putting it in our conference room, which just kind of looks weird. But so call us first, but we do appreciate people doing diaper drives.
Okay.
We have back to school drives where we give away backpacks. People can bring by school supplies, a backpack, and then we'll put it together and give it to the families that can't afford that. And then, so diaper drives, back to school drives, and then toy drives over the holidays is really important as well.
Right.
We prefer new unwrapped toys, and then what we do is we put up a Christmas tree, and we put the toys under the Christmas tree, and then the families come by. And last year it really was sad that some families came by, and one particular family, I'll tell you a story. They came in, and the husband had lost a job, and the wife was struggling, and they didn't have any money for Christmas. They had like 3 or 4 children, and so it's a couple days before Christmas, and we still had some toys left over. And Anna, our bilingual receptionist, said, why don't you take a look at the toys? And the woman started crying. It breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have the money to buy toys, and she was so happy, she just started crying. And they were able to have a Christmas because of the people that donated toys to Lighthouse.
That is beautiful.
So yeah, it's really heartwarming.
Yeah, it is.
So it breaks my heart when they hear those stories.
Yeah, and that's really what the holidays are all about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's giving and sharing and making sure that everyone's taken care of.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So, what type of fundraisers does Lighthouse do throughout the year?
Well, we used to have 2, and we dropped the one because it was a little difficult to build it, to make it larger. So we now only have the Celebrity Waiter Luncheon, and we put a lot of energy, actually put all our energy into the Celebrity Waiter Luncheon, and it really has paid off. Last year, we raised $60,000 gross for our Celebrity Waiter Luncheon, but this year we wound up raising about $91,000. So it was about a 30%, actually about a 50% jump in the gross revenues because we put all our focus. So rather than holding 2 events and bringing in about $90,000, we dropped the one and put all our energy in the Celebrity Waiter Luncheon, and we wound up raising about $90,000.
Yeah.
And quickly, what that is our elected officials and other key influential people in the city wait on tables.
Yes.
Those are the celebrities, and then the corporations sponsor those tables, and then the celebrities compete against other tables to see who gets the most tips, and all the tips benefit Lighthouse, and then whoever gets the most tips gets a trophy. And it really is a lot of fun. We have some may sing, some may dance, some may tell jokes, some are kind of lost, but it really is a fun event, and we wound up having a record 51 corporate sponsors last year, so it was really a really good event. We had about 300 people attend. So
I've actually had the benefit now of attending the Celebrity Waiter Luncheon 2 years in a row. So I look forward to that event very much. It's one of my favorite times all year long. So can you tell everybody, is this open to the public? Can they purchase tickets?
Yeah. Tickets are $75, and but to be honest, we don't even really promote individual ticket sales. People hear about it and they want to buy tickets, but we want people to buy tickets.
Sure.
But for the most part, we're always trying to get the corporate sponsors, and because that's where we raise the most money, and all of the net proceeds, which is the majority of the money, by far the majority of the money, it goes to benefiting our programs. One thing before I forget, it's not in your list of questions, but it just popped in my head. Some people like to know how much of every dollar we spend goes to programs. And for Lighthouse, we're very proud to say that 90 cents of every dollar goes to programs. Only 10 cents of every dollar goes to fundraising and administration. And of course, you need administration because the administration part is, paying your employees.
Right.
We have a part-time accountant. We have a part-time administrative assistant. We have a fundraiser that helps us bring in more money, and then we have a grants writer. So you need the administrative part, because without that, we wouldn't be able to function. But only 10 cents of every dollar goes to programs and administration. Goes to fundraising and administration.
Right.
90 cents goes to programs, which I would stack our numbers against any nonprofit in Placer County.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, very proud of that.
Yeah, and thank you for mentioning that, because that's a great question. So are there any volunteer opportunities if somebody wanted to get involved?
Well, they really come and go. For example, we're looking for a group that will help us paint our offices. We want to touch up our offices. We're trying to make them as professional as possible. We recently put in some new furniture, and we just want our place to be nice for people to come in. We don't want to look like a typical nonprofit where things are a little run down. We try to be as professional as possible, and so we've got the painting that's going to be coming up. So we need volunteers for that. But more so over the course of the year, the toy drive, right before the holidays, diaper drives during the course of the year, backpack over the summer, late summer, and that's pretty much it. But if anybody's interested in volunteering, then it'd be great if they just give us a call.
Great.
And before I forget, the phone number for Lighthouse is, of course, area code 916. It's 645-3300. Really easy to remember. 645-3300.
Very easy, and we'll actually post the contact information in the comments as well.
Yeah.
So it'll make it easy for people. So if somebody was in need of the services you provide, where would they start?
Best thing to do is just give us a call.
Gotcha.
I mean, they can walk in if they want, but generally they won't. Well, they'll make an appointment. So it's to save time.
Yeah.
It's best to just give us a call, and I just gave the number 645-3300, and whatever the issue is, we'll try to help. We had a family call up and say that and this is a very sad story. Their infant had passed away from SIDS in their bed. And every night when they went to bed, they thought about their baby passing away in the mattress, on that mattress. So all they wanted was a new mattress.
Right.
And so we don't keep mattresses here. We don't have them. But within 5 days, we worked with one of our partner agencies, and we were able to get them a new mattress. So I mean, it's just one of the saddest stories you can imagine.
Yeah.
We've had other people that are struggling because of domestic violence, or just having a hard time dealing with the situation that's going on in their family. They're not getting along with their kids. Those are the types of things that we can help with. And so, even if we can't, even if it's something that we don't do here, give us a call, because we work with a lot of different places, and we can refer out, and hopefully they'll be able to get some help from from either us or one of the nonprofits that we work with.
Gotcha.
But call, and if it's something we do, then we'll set up an appointment, and will come in. They'll do an intake. They'll ask a whole bunch of questions, and they will say, okay, well, based on this is what we recommend. We think you should take a financial management class. We're going to give you some diapers. We'd like for you and your husband to have counseling, and whatever else.
Gotcha. So the last thing I want to kind of talk about is what the vision is for the Lighthouse going forward.
that's something that I'm always, being the executive director, I'm always thinking, trying to think, where do we need to go?
Right.
I always want to be a step ahead of the situation, and the environment is always constantly changing. With the new administration, they tend to be more focused on education and less on entitlements, and so we expect that there might be a Medicaid cut. If there is a Medicaid cut, that would hurt us. Of course, not all of our money comes from Medicaid, but a portion does.
Sure.
So we provide services through Medicaid. So we are looking at eventually becoming certified to bill insurances.
Sure.
And potentially bill Medicaid. We also add victims of crime, which there's a funding source through the state for that. So we're always looking for additional funding sources.
Right.
We would love for our services to always be free to the client, and that is our goal. That hopefully will never change. We'd like to own a building within the next 5 to 10 years. I'd like to own the building, or if not this building, another building, because we're paying quite a bit in rent.
Right.
And what we'd like to do is own the building so the cost will go down. And I'd like to have a major county event so that people hear about Lighthouse, because really now the nonprofits know about us because they refer to us, and the county knows about us, but there are thousands of people in Lighthouse in Lincoln and Roseville and Rockland that don't know about us.
Right.
And so we want to get that name out there so people know about Lighthouse.
And I'm assuming you also reach out to the Sheridan community. Is that
exactly? Yeah, we serve Sheridan.
Yeah.
And what most people don't realize is that 25% of the people we serve have a Roseville address.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I didn't even realize.
10% are from Rockland.
Yeah.
So about 60, a little bit less than 60% are from the Lincoln area.
Yeah.
So we're more than just Lincoln. We continue to expand each and every year, going further and further out.
That is great. And again, I just really want to thank you for everything that you do for the Lighthouse and also for the Lincoln community, because I mean the services are they're invaluable, and for somebody to have the peace of mind to know that they can walk in and have the hope that this.
Yeah, we give hope to families, and we have a very long mission statement, but I can't even remember what it is, but I like to say that we help families heal.
That's right.
And that's what we do. We help them heal. We don't do it alone. We do it in cooperation with the family. We provide them the tools they need to heal.
So can you share your contact information?
Yep.
If anybody's looking to get more information or follow the Lighthouse on Facebook, you can go there, and we will also post that information in the comments. And again, I just want to thank you, Gary, for your time today. Looking forward to seeing, how the Lighthouse continues to evolve.
Yeah, we've done a lot for the community, and we continue to do so, and we'll hope to do more.
Yeah, and we can see how we can help with future drives as well.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. You guys have a great week, and we will be back next week with another interview, which I will announce later on today. And hope you guys have a great day.